Back looking left, going left. There he is, 87, Ferguson with the touchdown.
Adjusting to the NFL from the college ranks is no small task, but at the rate that rosters turn over in league, players are in a hurry to make their names. And well, it happens easier for some guys more than others. In any case, this year we should see a number of players break out, some rookies, some second years, and even some borderline vets. So, let's take a look ahead at 10 guys that we expect to break out as a star this season. Anthony Richardson, QB, Indianapolis Colts. The 2023-2024 season was a major what-if type of year for Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts. The dual-threat quarterback that Indy drafted 4th overall in the 2023 draft out of Florida showed major flashes during his rookie season, putting on full display the athleticism and arm strength that had the Colts infatuated with Richardson during the draft process. Unfortunately, he just couldn't seem to stay healthy for any extended stretch of time and was ultimately limited to just 4 games during the campaign. This had to be particularly disheartening for the Colts as they ended up piecing together a rather solid team around the rookie quarterback. And they just narrowly missed the postseason even with journeyman QB Gardner Minshew under center. Richardson really could have been the piece that put them over the edge and helped them make a deep run. The former UF star should be back and healthy this year, and it'll be fascinating to see what he looks like after getting a full offseason of reps with Michael Pittman Jr. Not to mention the addition that was made through the draft, bringing in former Longhorn standout wide receiver Adonai Mitchell, and help on the offensive line with Matt Gonzalez and Tanner Bortolini in the 3rd round out of Pitt and 4th round out of Wisconsin respectively. The sample size may have been small in 2023, but Richardson has all the makings of a star, and with the pieces that Indy has brought in this offseason, he could be poised for a huge breakout season. Khalil Shakir, WR, Buffalo Bills. The 2024-2025 season looks like it'll be a promising one for Khalil Shakir up in Buffalo, as a huge opportunity has now opened up for him to catch passes from All-World QB Josh Allen. You know, now that Stephon Diggs has been traded and Gabe Davis departed for a fat bag of cash, up to $50 million to be precise, down in Jacksonville via free agency. He only saw limited action during his first couple of pro seasons, but Shakir has managed to snag 49 passes for 772 yards and 3 touchdowns. And the majority of that production is skewed by his play down the stretch of last season. Now that he's going to be asked to evolve from a complimentary piece in the office to a main contributor, the sky is going to be the limit for Shakir, especially with someone like Allen throwing the speedster the ball. We may look back at the end of the season and see Shakir with well over 1,000 receiving yards. Keep an eye out. Jake Ferguson, TE, Dallas Cowboys. There is no doubt about it. Jake Ferguson has all of the makings of the next great tight end in Dallas. The burly Cowboys standout was taken in the 4th round of the 2022 draft and had the luxury of playing behind and at times alongside a certified pro in Dalton Schultz. This clearly paid dividends for his development, as Ferguson has an extremely reliable pair of hands and runs very crisp routes for a tight end. What really sets him apart from some of the other great pass-catching tight ends in the game today is that Ferguson is also a highly proficient blocker in both the passing and running game, vastly increasing the Cowboys' optionality with him on the field. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to be Rob Gronkowski straight out the gate next year, but he could very well serve a very similar role to what the Hall of Famer did for the Pats during their glory days. Because now that the aforementioned Dalton Schultz has taken the highway drive out of Houston to join the Texans, a huge opportunity has now opened up for Ferguson to fill the void for Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. 2024 could be a big season for Ferguson. Kyler Gordon, CB, Chicago Bears. The 2022 NFL Draft was rich with talent, and this may be the year that we see those seeds finally come into bloom. Bears cornerback Kyler Gordon, who they got as a steal in the early part of the 2nd round, is a great example of just that. He had some growing pains during his rookie year when the Bears toggled him back and forth between outside coverage and the slot, but with him having exclusively played nickel corner in 2023, he really started to come into his own. Gordon not only has the quickness and agility to excel in both zone and man coverage, but he has a rare football IQ for a player of his seniority. His ability to read quarterbacks and make plays on the ball could be game-changing for the Bears D this season, which, by the way, is a unit that we saw improve drastically during the second half of last year. Meaning, now that all the excitement rightfully is building around the offense, if Gordon is able to develop the way that he projects to, he may elevate the Bears secondary to one of the best in the league, which is a very scary proposition for the other teams in the NFC. Trayvon Walker, edge, Jacksonville Jaguars. Don't look now, but the Jacksonville Jaguars are building something very scary down in Duval. And look for Trayvon Walker, the first overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft out of the University of Georgia, to be a huge part of that. The Bulldogs star admittedly hit the broad side of the learning curve at points during his rookie season, but he really came on strong in the second half of the season for the Jags and finished the year with 10 sacks. Now that he's up to speed on what it means to play NFL football from both a mental and strategic standpoint, he should be a force to be reckoned with. Because when it comes to the physical aspect, there are few on par with Walker. He stands at 6'5" and weighs 275 pounds, creating a lethal combination of size, speed, and power in a way that very few edge rushers can match. Walker is also uniquely versatile, as he can play both the run and pass games rather well, even if he gets slapped with a couple of double teams by the opposing O-line. With another offseason under his belt to hone his pass rushing techniques and build on the experience that he's had in the league over the past 2 seasons, Walker is now poised to be a real breakout star for the Jags this year. Look for that double-digit sack total to climb in a very meaningful way in 2024. Marquise Brown, WR, Kansas City Chiefs. Former 25th overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, Marquise Hollywood Brown has had a rather tumultuous start to his professional career. Not tumultuous in the same way as his cousin Antonio Brown, but still, it's not exactly been smooth sailing. He had a solid first couple of years in Baltimore, where he was drafted, as they stabilized the quarterback position in the post-Joe Flacco era. And his best season came in 2021 when he narrowly eclipsed the 1,000 receiving yard mark. But the team promptly shipped him out to the desert along with a third-round pick to join Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals in exchange for Arizona's 23rd overall pick. And while there were certainly high hopes for him with the Cards, that whole situation sort of devolved pretty quickly through no fault of Brown's, with Murray's bizarre hot and cold relationship with the team. Oh, and ultimately his ACL injury that cost him a significant chunk of games during Brown's tenure in Arizona. 2024 could be the year that we finally see him earn the nickname Hollywood. Though, because he has signed a team-friendly deal with the Kansas City Chiefs to catch passes from Patrick Mahomes, and, well, honestly, that's just about as good as it gets. It's going to be scary for opposing defenses to try and contain the speedster, with Travis Kelce drawing so much attention from the defensive secondary underneath. This is honestly a classic rich get richer situation, with the Chiefs being able to sign Brown. But it should bode well for both parties. Mark our words, 2024 will be the breakout year for Marquise Brown. Breece Hall, RB, New York Jets. Breece Hall arguably had his breakout season in 2023 when his games played went from 7 from his rookie season to 17. Plus, we also got to see the otherworldly explosive running back put the Jets' offense entirely on his back after Aaron Rodgers went down, getting 223 carries for 994 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground, and an additional 76 receptions for 591 yards and 4 scores. But think about what those numbers could look like this year if Aaron Rodgers plays more than 4 minutes or whatever it was. Not to mention that New York spent a lot of resources this offseason retooling its offensive line to protect the veteran star. That investment should also pay dividends for Hall. The Jets' offense could be one of the most dynamic groups in the league this season, and Hall's numbers could be scary good playing off-play action with Rodgers. So we reserve the right to use the breakout tag. After all, there is a legitimate chance that we see Hall in the MVP discussion at the end of the season, like Christian McCaffrey was this year for San Fran. Winning it as your running back is a pipe dream, but hey, look for that kind of season out of the young Jets running back. It's gonna be that good. Nakobe Dean, LB, Philadelphia Eagles. With the way that the Eagles defense broke down during the stretch run of the 2023-2024 season, Philly's gonna need some of their young talent on that side of the ball to take a major step forward this year. And based on what we saw before injuries derailed his 2023 season, former University of Georgia star linebacker Nakobe Dean could be the shot in the arm to revitalize a unit and team that was oh so close to winning the Super Bowl just 2 seasons ago. He didn't miss a tackle, Jonathan Macri of PFF explained, something that other Eagles defenders struggled with this past season. Once healthy, Dean should step right back into his starting role and deliver the quality linebacker play that Philadelphia was searching for this season. Anybody who watched the Eagles down the stretch of last year could probably tell that. But still, Dean may just be what the doctor ordered for Philly, and he will soon reap the benefits by becoming a star in this league in his own right. Tyjae Spears, RB, Tennessee Titans. Now that the throne in Nashville has been vacated by the departure of longtime stalwart Derrick Henry, there is a huge opportunity for the Titans' promising upstart running back Tyjae Spears to step in and really produce. During his very limited usage as a rookie, he looked quite explosive. In fact, during the one game that he managed to get double-digit carries in 2023, he went for 74 yards and looked darn good doing it. So now that Brian Callahan has taken over the coaching staff, Spears may very well find himself moving from understudy to the main attraction in the Music City. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, LB, Cleveland Browns. 2023 was a big year for Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and I guess the Cleveland Browns as well. This team navigated a whirlwind of injuries, including to their high price tagged quarterback Deshaun Watson, and also managed to make a very shocking playoff run. And Owusu-Koramoah, well, he was a huge part of that, especially down the stretch of the season when the Browns coaching staff finally took the training wheels off and saw his defensive snaps jump from 65% through week 10 to 86% for the remainder of the year. The linebacker finished with the 20th highest grade according to PFF, and it really does look like he could be one of the top-line high-impact stars for the Browns for years to come. It should be fun for the good folks of the Dog Pound to watch the exciting young star develop this year and see how he builds on his early success. But hey, which NFL player do you think is best positioned to break out as a star in 2024? Who did we nail it with? Who do you think we're off the mark with? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.